Our lead story tonight, the Prime Minister, in an address to the nation this evening, announced major changes in India's vaccine policy. Reversing their earlier stand, the centre will now be giving vaccines to states for free. This is meant for those above 18 plus. And that's a major change because remember earlier, the centre was procuring 50% of doses and 25% each by states and private sector on their own. The centre will now procure 75% doses of all vaccines and give this to states for free for all those above 18 plus. The Prime Minister also announced today in his address to the nation that a scheme for free rations will be extended till Diwali.
21 जून सोमवार से देश के हर राज्य में 18 वर्ष से ऊपर की उम्र के सभी नागरिकों के लिए भारत सरकार राज्यों को मुफ्त वैक्सीन मुहैया कराएगी। वैक्सीन निर्माताओं से कुल वैक्सीन उत्पादन का 75% हिस्सा भारत सरकार खुद ही खरीदकर राज्य सरकारों को मुफ्त देगी। कई राज्य सरकारों ने फिर कहा कि वैक्सीन का काम डिसेंट्रलाइज किया जाए और राज्यों पर छोड़ दिया जाए। तरह तरह के स्वर उठे, जैसे कि वैक्सीनेशन के लिए एज ग्रुप क्यों बनाए गए। हमने सोचा कि राज्य ये मांग कर रहे हैं, उनका उत्साह है, तो चलो भाई 25% का काम उन्हीं को सुपुर्द कर दिया जाए। पूरी दुनिया में वैक्सीन की क्या स्थिति है, इसकी सच्चाई से भी राज्य परिचित हुए। एक तरफ मई में सेकेंड वेव, दूसरी तरफ वैक्सीन के लिए लोगों का बढ़ता रुझान। मई में 2 सप्ताह बीतते बीतते कुछ राज्य खुले मन से ये कहने लगे कि पहले वाली व्यवस्था ही अच्छी थी। आज सरकार ने फैसला लिया है कि प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण अन्न योजना को अब दीपावली तक आगे बढ़ाया जाएगा। महामारी के इस समय में सरकार गरीब की हर जरूरत के साथ उसका साथी बनकर खड़ी है। यानी नवंबर तक 80 करोड़ से अधिक देशवासियों को हर महीने तय मात्रा में मुफ्त अनाज उपलब्ध होगा।
Prime Minister's announcements coming in the backdrop of this vaccine slowdown in a bid to make it easier and faster, but of course availability is still a major issue. Now let's just look now. We've seen that our average daily cases of yesterday and our daily deaths have dipped, but we've also crossing another grim milestone. Our overall COVID deaths are now at around 3,50,000. This as average daily deaths have dipped to 2,870. Of these deaths, just Maharashtra is over 1 lakh. So we are at 1/3 of our total deaths is Maharashtra roughly. That's actually higher than Argentina, Germany and Spain. Maharashtra's deaths there the highest in the country. Well, this coming as India unlocks after its deadly second wave, with positivity rate and cases and deaths coming down across India from Delhi, Mumbai, Gurugram and Chennai. The lockdown has begun easing. Here are special reports from our correspondents across India.
Little social distancing but mostly masks, as the government allowed offices to reopen after 8 weeks but only for half their workforce. Mumbai's second wave saw a positivity rate as high as 20%, with daily cases crossing 10,000 per day at one point. On day 1, Salim found the going hard. A 45-minute commute was taking him 3 hours at least, as local trains remained banned.
नॉर्मल ट्रेन से ही जाता हूँ।
और बस में कितना फर्क है, फिर कितने घंटे का फर्क है?
2-2.5 घंटे का फर्क हो जाता है। 2 जगह लाइन बदली करना पड़ता है। मान खुद से यहाँ लेके आओ, यहाँ से फिर यहाँ बदली करो।
Similar is the case of Mahadev Kadam, who started his journey from Diva on the outskirts of Mumbai at around 8 a.m. and could only reach halfway till Sion by noon.
लेकिन जाके क्या काम करेगा वो लोग, क्या हमको देगा? अभी तक पकड़ नहीं कुछ नहीं, हम लोग ऐसा ही है।
More time means more cost. As 56-year-old Jaideep Thakkar calculated while changing 3 buses instead of 1 train. He believes those who took vaccine should be allowed to use the train.
पहले महीने के पास 130 रुपये के पास था, अभी पास का खर्चा तो है ही नहीं। रेलवे तो सस्ता पड़ता है, बस में करीबन 1300 रुपये खर्चा आता है महीने का।
Along with shops, salons, restaurants, hotels are also allowed to remain open but till 4 p.m. only. Their main business happens during evenings.
Practically what I see is we've been affected by our business by more than 60 to 70%.
Saturday, Sundays we are not working. So again there is an issue because of that as well. Because Saturday, Sunday is a main peak time for us to earn basically. We'll be suffering, we'll be just getting 35% of the revenue.
Although the crowds were leaner, some people were glad to come out and shop. As Mumbai prepares to unlock itself, there are still some teething problems as far as commute is concerned, and avoiding overcrowding is still a concern. And if everything has to be shut by 5 p.m., it looks difficult, especially if people are taking 3 to 4 hours to reach their destinations. In Mumbai with Sohit Mishra and camera person Rajendra Dahalkar and Praveen G. Rohit, this is Purva Chitnis for NDTV.
The Delhi Metro resuming after the 10th of May at 50% capacity.
As you can see in this entire metro right now, all of the coaches are full, but in a manner where social distancing is being maintained at all points. People are seated on alternate seats. Nobody is allowed to stand inside the metro. Only 10 to 15% of the DMRC's total trains are in use at this point of time. The frequency of the trains has definitely been affected.
मेट्रो शुरू होने से तो बहुत राहत मिली है। पहले क्या था कि बस चल रही थी, पास नहीं था तो जाना भी नहीं हो रहा था टूटी। बस से तो ट्रैफिक मिल जाता था कभी कभी, तो इससे तो बहुत जल्दी चले जाते हैं और अब राहत ही राहत है। लोग सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग है।
In Delhi, markets reopened on an odd-even basis, but not many shoppers were to be seen in Sarojini Nagar market in South Delhi.
काउंटलेंस है, वो तो सब चीज़ें काउंटलेंस है। खुद रैलियां कर रहे थे, हमें घर बिठा दिया था जब हमारे काम का टाइम था। अब जून के महीने में, गर्मी के महीने में हमें दुकानें खोलने के लिए कहा गया।
The malls fared better with more shoppers at the Select City Mall in South Delhi.
Even if you're going to local markets, I think sanitization there is definitely not at par with what the malls are taking care of.
Even with regard to the air conditioning that is there, as per the CPWD guidelines, the air conditioning of the mall is going to be maintained.
Relaxations announced by the Haryana government, especially the odd-even scheme, has left shopkeepers confused.
odd-even का कोई चक्कर ही नहीं होना चाहिए, या तो पूरा बंद कर दो।
Restaurant and pub owners in Gurugram are relieved.
So, for example, Spectra, the restaurant we are in, is operational from 10 a.m. till 8 p.m. The rooms are operational when a celebration of 21 people may happen around wedding, or if it is another meeting, say a corporate meeting, up to 50 people is also permissible.
With shops, construction businesses, malls, hotels and metro services reopening, India is now unlocking in a phased manner. But with social distancing still a challenge, how strictly will these new guidelines be implemented and followed remains a question. With my colleague Sukirti Dwivedi in Delhi and camera person Rakesh Singh in Gurgaon, Shunakshi Chakravarti for NDTV.
And the Nifty 50 index went to a record high as investor sentiment was buoyant today with lockdowns easing and daily COVID case in the country at a 2-month low. The Nifty up by 81 points, the Sensex up by 228 points, another record high. Well, news just coming in, the latest updates from a major factory fire in a sanitizer factory in Pune. Sohit has more details. Sohit, the death numbers are rising there greatly.
Well, that's right, Sonia. Also, prima facie, it is suspected that the fire was caused during the process of manufacturing sanitizer at the company. Now, this is a company in Mulchi Taluka of Pune, and as of now, the details we have is that at least 14 people have died in an accident in this fire that has been reported. The fire incident happened at SVS Aqua Technologies, which is a company that produces sanitizer as well, and around 15 to 16 workers were trapped inside the factory, due to which this entire incident took place. Now, even as of now, what we know is that few people are missing, and the fire officials are looking and investigating the entire case as of now. And on receiving the information, the fire teams of Pune Metropolitan Regional Development Authority as well as the MIDC Fire Brigade rushed to the spot, and they are still there. And the entire search operation as well as the police process is going on as of now.
18 people dead, a real tragedy there at a sanitizer factory in Pune. And remember, there have been a spate of recent fires in Pune, in Mumbai, at different places, at COVID hospitals as well. So there's another worrying question about SOPs. Let's just go back now to Tamil Nadu, where again the state is opening up. Now here hotspots have been identified even within cities and areas where there are very strict restrictions. In other areas it is much better. Sam has this report.
We come to you from Mylapore in Chennai. In fact, the Tamil Nadu government has relaxed the lockdown norms across Tamil Nadu since this morning. Two sets of relaxations, one for districts and cities like Chennai where the numbers are coming down, another for 11 districts described as hotspot districts like Coimbatore, Madurai, Salem, Tirupur, where the numbers are still high. In Chennai, for instance, standalone shops like this can remain open from 6 in the morning till 5 in the evening. Even standalone vegetable, fruit shops are allowed to open. Auto rickshaws, taxis can ply, but not buses. Shops selling electrical items, hardwares, even spare parts are allowed. Also, vehicular service centers, but not sales showrooms are allowed. Freelancers like plumbers, carpenters, self-employed people are allowed. The government has taken a calculated risk, making sure the livelihood of the poor people don't get hit any further, particularly after 4 weeks of total lockdown.
E-commerce is fine, but the thing is delivery, everything, it takes time. So if you are buying in bulk, it makes sense to go for e-commerce. Say for one item, e-commerce it will not be feasible.
Let's speak to Shankar, the owner inside this shop. In fact, here they're making sure only few customers are allowed inside at any point in time and not many people here. What kind of precautions are you taking?
The precautions, the customer or our shops also wear mask is compulsory first. Then sanitizing hands for customers and our too. And 4 or 5 people now vaccinated. 5 remain. Now stock is not available. So waiting also.
3 weeks shops were not allowed. 1 week they allowed you door delivery.
Yeah.
Did you suffer losses?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. More than 50% lost it last 15 days.
And did you pay for your workers during this lockdown time?
Yeah, sir. Giving
full salary?
Payment, yeah.
Well, that's from Tamil Nadu. But meanwhile, today, Delhi's Chief Minister announced a door-to-door survey by people who actually carried elections, by polling booth officials, saying that they must actually get people who are above 45 years to get vaccinated. In fact, slots will now be given door-to-door by polling officials.
अब दिक्कत ये आ रही है कि जितने हमने दिल्ली में वैक्सीनेशन सेंटर्स खोले हैं 45 साल से ऊपर की उम्र के लोग उसमें बहुत कम आ रहे हैं अपने से उसके मद्देनजर ये तय किया गया कि लोगों की इंतजार किए बिना अब हमें लोगों तक जाना पड़ेगा.
The goal is to vaccinate 30 lakh people in 30 days. To do this, the Delhi government will be banking on one of India's greatest success stories, its election machinery.
आज जिन 70 वार्ड्स के अंदर इसकी शुरुआत की जा रही है, आज पहला दिन है. उन 70 वार्ड्स के बूथ लेवल ऑफिसर्स की ट्रेनिंग की जा रही है. ये बूथ लेवल ऑफिसर्स अगले 2 दिन तक अपने अपने बूथ में हर घर में जाएंगे. हर घर में जाके उनसे पूछेंगे आपके घर में 45 साल से ऊपर की उम्र के कौन है. अगर उन्हें वैक्सीन नहीं लगाए तो वो उन्हें वैक्सीनेशन लगवाने का स्लॉट देके आएंगे.
Only 15% of Delhi's 45 plus population has been fully vaccinated so far. Vaccination for the 18 to 44 age group has already been on hold at government centers for over 2 weeks due to shortage of vaccine stock.
मेरे ख्याल से तो बहुत अच्छा डिसीजन लिया जिन्होंने, क्योंकि मैंने 2-4 दिन पहले सुना भी था किसी स्टेट में शायद लोग वैक्सीनेशन ना लगाने की वजह से छुप रहे हैं, घर में बाहर छुप रहे हैं या नदी में कूद जा रहे हैं. लोगों को समझाना चाहिए कि वैक्सीनेशन का मेरा गुजारा नहीं है. और जो उन्होंने 70 वार्ड वाली बात कही वो भी बहुत अच्छी बात है.
The Delhi government has said that it will follow the same initiative for the 18 to 44 age group as well once it has enough doses for them. In New Delhi with camera person Manu Nair, this is Sukirti Dwivedi for NDTV.
In other news, a 12-hour hunger strike across the island of Lakshadweep today in protest against the centre's diktat, including, well, young people going underwater and on the beaches saying we won't let our island be ruined.
Despite the strict lockdown in Lakshadweep, strong protests. Local residents holding placards at their homes, shops or even underwater across the Union Territory during a 12-hour hunger protest against the administrator Praful Patel and his draft regulations that locals fear will forever change the way of life on the islands.
ദിവസവും നിയമങ്ങൾ ഇറക്കിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കേണ്ട ഈ നിയമങ്ങൾ ലക്ഷദ്വീപിന് തനതായിട്ടുള്ള സംസ്കാരത്തെയും അതിനെ പൈതൃകത്തെയും നശിപ്പിക്കേണ്ടതാണ്. ലക്ഷദ്വീപ് അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേറ്റർ ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള നിയമങ്ങളുടെ പിന്മാറണം. ഒപ്പം കേന്ദ്ര സർക്കാർ ലക്ഷദ്വീപ് അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേറ്ററെ തിരിച്ചു വിളിക്കണം.
There are 4 specific draft regulations which allow the acquisition of private land for regional development, a Gunda Act that gives sweeping powers to detain anyone up to an year, a proposed ban on the slaughter consumption of bovine animals on islands where beef is a staple in the diet.
I strongly believe these people are misled by Communist Congress and NCP leaders. My humble request all of you, don't believe false propaganda.
The Lakshadweep administrator is yet to address these concerns directly, even as the locals are trying to get their voices heard. Access to them directly is even more difficult amid this pandemic, as well as the administrative permits that are required to enter Lakshadweep. With camera person SP Babu, Sneha Koshi for NDTV.
The people of Lakshadweep fighting to save the unique identity of their island. But from Lakshadweep, let's go to Mizoram, where, well, young students are being forced to trek miles on a remote hilltop to catch the signal to write their online exams. Ratnadeep Chaudhary reports.
A dozen students tracking their way up a hillock, but this is no excursion. Lack of internet connectivity in their remote Maurai village in Mizoram's Saiha district, about 400 kilometers away from state capital Aizawl, has left them with no option but to trek up a hill locally called Tautla. The only spot near their village where mobile handset can catch internet signals. And that's where they write their crucial online semester examinations of Mizoram University's undergraduate programs. These makeshift bamboo huts with banana leaves on top to protect from rain have been erected on the hilltop by the locals, where the students can sit and write.
The Maurai village is a small village which is located in Saiha district, and it is surrounded by hillocks as no signal within Maurai village.
The university is conducting online semester exams from 1st June for over 24,000 undergraduate students, of which 7 students are forced to write their exams perched on this hill. The village of about 1700 people, however, does have this mobile tower, which has an erratic 2G connectivity, at a time when the nation looks forward to a 5G network. In Guwahati, Ratnadeep Chaudhary for NDTV.